My name is Laura McCaslin. I've been here at UT for 2 years. I'm a graduate student in physical chemistry.
My name is TR again. I've been here at UT for 2 years in the math department serving as a TA.
My name is Julie Bennett and I am a fourth-year graduate student in the math department at UT Austin.
My name is Ryan Pekarik. I'm a TA for CH204, which is Gen Chem for basically non-chemistry majors.
When I'm a TA, generally I am in charge of grading and I'm in charge of holding office hours. Sometimes I hold review sessions before exams, but the majority of my time is spent in office hours and grading.
I see my role as a TA to sort of guide students through the class. Discussion sections are a chance for them to ask questions about anything they didn't get to ask in lecture, to understand what questions they should be asking and what the professor expects of them, and kind of to clarify anything that isn't clear in the class from what the professor is doing.
I think they should expect for me to be patient with them because, you make mistakes.
My students should expect me to do what I say I'm going to do. So if I schedule office hours, I definitely should be there. I also think that my students should expect me to return their homework assignments on time, graded fairly. And I think that my students should expect me to not know all the answers right away, but if I can't answer one of their questions, I should figure it out and email them. I see successful students collaborating. Most of the students in my classes that do well are working together in groups, they come to office hours in groups, and they do their homeworks together.
You should expect to struggle, first of all. It's not going to be easy. I think every college student struggles at some point.
You have to summarize your mistakes on every homework and every test and pretty much everything in the class. And then ask yourself the question, how do I avoid the same mistake again?
I really love office hours, and I think a lot of TAs feel this way. So I really encourage students to go to their TA's office hours. Recently, what I've been doing for my office hours is I have maybe 5 or 25 students come to my office hours, and I have a chalkboard and a big hallway, and everyone gathers around the chalkboard. And we figure out a problem that everyone is stuck on, and someone gets up on the board and volunteers to do that problem. Usually they don't know how to do that problem, so they try it and they get it wrong, and then the other students offer advice, and we work through the problem together. And maybe that whole process takes 20 minutes to do one problem, but at the end we've all seen how each other think about the problem, how we approach the problem. We've all kind of watched the process of what you should do when you're stuck on a problem.
Definitely the teacher and the TA first, just because they're the one who's in control of the class. They know the material back and forth. The second best thing to do would be to form a study group. Studying math is frustrating. And it's good to have someone to feel frustrated with you at the same time and sort of encourage each other to go through that process.
And in college, we give you homework, but what we don't tell you is you have to do a lot more than just do your homework. You need to think about the problems. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why did it work? How will you do it in similar situations? And if you don't do that, you think you've done all the homework, then you go take the exam and you fail because you never thought about what you did while you were doing the homework. So, putting in the time and doing the homework isn't enough, and I think that's the biggest mistake. You really have to, engage with the content of the class.
I guess you can say in general, if you have a failure, don't give up. That's the first thing. You can only fail to succeed. There's no direct path to success. And you really have to think about why you failed and how to avoid it next time. That's really the main thing. I see people keep making the same mistake again and again, then they never succeed. But then I see other people who, really summarize their mistakes and try to devise a strategy to avoid the same mistakes again. And thus they succeed later on, either in math or in their life.